Kim, congratulations to have your book out again, except this time as a movie.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also being re-released called Whiskey Tango Foxtrot next week, and it's going to have Tina's picture on the cover. It's a little surreal, yeah.
How well did this movie capture the mood in Kabul?
I think it did a great job of that. I feel like it really sort of gets at the whole absurdity of our lives there, and like this whole idea of going back and forth between covering really horrible things and awful things and the fact that you need some sort of release for that. Then you have these just crazy parties that I think to the outside world looks like that's got to be the made-up stuff. I mean, I'm sure people will see this movie and say, oh, that they couldn't have been that crazy. Well, maybe it was a little Hollywoodized, but yeah, we had parties and we drank too much and we danced and we had DJs and there were things like a toga party in Kabul. I did not wear a toga, but I had to go to see it, obviously. But I challenge anybody who's watching this interview to go and cover a war or go and be a diplomat over there or go and be an aid worker and not need some sort of sense of release. And we couldn't go to run or to the gym or anything like that. So yeah, it does get that kabubble right.
Now, the women in there were outnumbered in the compound. They're outnumbered many times.
Right.
There's this phenomenon that the film talks about, is that 4-10-4. What
yeah, I guess
that?
that's military code, and I had never heard it before. They were talking about it on set, and like, you gave me a little hat, said 4-10-4 on it, and I guess it's military. I mean, I described this phenomenon in the book. It's, what's known as a 4 in America becomes a 10 in a war zone, and then you go back into America, you're just a 4. And in Afghanistan, like we were considered to be Kabul cute or mission pretty, pretty for the mission, not necessarily back in real life. Because, it's like there's so many men there that work in security, they're mostly working security, or they're diplomats, or they're working for aid groups, and there aren't as many women there. So, the saying is like the same as Alaska, which is the odds are good, but the goods are odd if you're a woman, yeah.
Now, you go to a country where women are all covered up in hijab and burqas. How do people relate to you when you're not wearing this, or even politicians? How do they relate with you?
Well, as I do in the States, I dress for whatever interview I have, and I dress for meeting people, and I want to make them feel comfortable with me and that they can trust me. And so I dress I dress the part, right? So if I'm going to interview a tribal elder, was I opposed to wearing a burqa? Nope. I would have to, flip it back to be able to interview. If I was going to interview a cleric, would I cover myself? Yeah, absolutely. I would wear things that would make him feel comfortable to talk to me. And with women, I would usually just have a headscarf on. Tina, I think, has like about 12 or 20 headscarves she uses in the movie. And yeah, you would dress like that because it made them feel comfortable. It made you safer, and I think it's a courtesy to a country to blend in to the local culture. Now, some women feel differently. Some female correspondents are adamant, like, I'm going to dress there the way I dress here, and I think that's fine too. It's everybody's individual choice, but I always just wanted to make people feel comfortable with me.
What do you think of Tina Fey as Kim?
It's surreal. I mean, and who wouldn't want to be played by Tina Fey, right? I mean, you'd probably want to be played by Tina Fey. I mean, she's great. She's smart. She's funny. I think she does a great job in this movie. I think that it's by far, and I'm not just saying it because it's me, but I think it's her best role. I think that she shows dramatic chops in the movie and goes back and forth really seamlessly between the comedy and the more serious parts.
Is it possible to lead a completely normal life again after a few years of this situation?
I mean, I live in New York, right? There's nothing normal about that. It's like I think it's the best city for me to be in. But I'm much calmer and more collected and more together, certainly than when I came back. For the first 2 years, I think I was pretty jaggedy and pretty difficult to be around, especially if you hadn't been over there. And there's a group of us, actually, who live in New York, who all were in Afghanistan. I'm actually going to see them later. We're having a going away party because folks are moving to Australia. Yeah.